You two little cute. You are so cute. I have to go out. I see you tonight, okay? I love you so much. You're so cute. 又是新的一天了，来到国家博物馆门口呢。今天星期六，所以你看有一堆摆摊哈。我估计也只有周六才有的。对面是一个 Victory Palace， 4月9号的 Memorial 是。1989年的时候呢，格鲁吉亚的人民公开表达要脱离苏联帝国、争取独立的愿望哈，持续不断的反苏联示威，使人激情以及印象深刻。到了4月9号这一天呢，召开了数千人的政治会议，还有门口的一个绝食的抗议哈。到了4月9号的晚间呢，坦克和装甲车针对了手无寸铁的人民。这些苏联的士兵用警棍和化学有毒气体驱散了抗议者，造成了21人死亡，100多人受伤。然后这里呢，这有一个纪念碑哈，一会儿过去看一看，就是纪念这个4月9号的。大家可以想象一下这个场景，然后同意替换到别的国家去，你就会明白哦，这些人他如今能够这么平平安安的在这里集会，子孙后代享了先辈们的福啊。我觉得这种才是哇，多么有意义的政治事件哈！然后我们现在就先进博物馆，我们这样鸟瞰一下这个4月9号的这个纪念啊，非常有意义。这边有只很大的鹰，欧盟的旗，格鲁吉亚。来，我必须和这个4月9号纪念同框一下，我最喜欢这样的，就是带有。苏联历史事件的含义的这些地点了，没想到偶遇到的。这边是 Georgia 的 Museum of Fine Art ticket。One ticket? Can I just listen like this? Speaker.
Face are for one-time use and this only stays with you. Earphone stays with you. They stay with you.
Take with me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Is it no battery?
No, it's on battery. Then how to use it?
Okay, I need English.
Okay, so you see how to just use it. Now, you have to wait like 3 seconds.
Oh. And how to?
Very easy to use.
And choose English?
Yeah, choose English. Language choosing is from M.
M.
Then go to English. Okay. And you start with the number 1.
Start with number 1. Okay.
Like now, 1.
Oh,
Here you go.
cool. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Confined Stone Age Georgia encompasses biodiversity, the archaeological exhibition. Introduction. The Stone Age Georgia exhibition.
后面这里还蛮漂亮的啊，中庭吧算是，不过跟其他国家比起来，还是算是很小的。
Squares reflect real forests. The exhibition shows the biodiversity of Georgia and witnesses. The collection started in 1852. Purchased from
Мне кажется, это не сейчас.
individuals. Introduction to the Parliament Museums, Georgia, in the middle of the 19th century.
看来都是有一部分是真的标本，你看啊，看到鸟蛋、鸟巢，这些都是真的。这还是一个挺适合儿童的一个地方哦，可以在这看看书啊。它对本国国民是便宜了一半的，我们要花30，他们只需要花15，然后小孩就更便宜了。这个是 archaeological， 在一个地下的。这边是 Archaeological Treasure House, the gold and silver item discovered territory of Georgia. 3世纪到公元前。
1 century BC. So this
Display case 10, 6 silver fiales discovered in the Alhambra treasure date back to the end of the 4th century. Some fiales from the Alhambra treasure date back to the 5th century BC. and are among the earliest pieces.
意思是宗教活动或者什么活动？
有点苏联式的楼梯的感觉啊。咱们现在来到2楼啊，这些手推车是什么年代的？
The New Stone Age began in the territory of Georgia around the 8th millennium BC. This era marked a significant advancement in the development of primitive society. The Neolithic era marked the inception of pottery making, along with the cultivation and domestication of wild grain varieties. Additionally, as well as wild animals, laying the groundwork for the practice of animal husbandry. Obsidian, abundant in the Jabajete Plateau, especially the Chiquiane Mountain, was primarily utilized in the production of weapons during ancient times. Archaeological evidence reveals the presence of knives, sickle blades, scrapers, and cutters crafted from obsidian. Additionally emerges characterized by geometric and animal motifs, significant influence from Hellenistic and Roman civilizations. Georgia's territory was divided into Western Caucasus and Eastern Iberia, have been unearthed in western Georgia, situated at the confluence of the Rio and Salur rivers, and the Brio cemeteries primarily originated from the eastern provinces of the metropolitan centers of Rome, trade routes from both Egypt and Rome. This hall displays the unknown collection of Zurab Kobyashvili ceramic and wooden images of Hindu and Buddhist deities. Zurab Kobyashvili had an excellent knowledge into religious and philosophical doctrines. The samples were placed in a rotating cylinder. Because of its unique geopolitical position, Georgia, or Iberia, as referred to in ancient Greco-Roman sources, has historically been a bridge between the Western and Eastern civilizations. To date, Georgia still has this important function and remains in the focus of attention of the world's leading political actors. This exhibition is a retrospect 1918 to 1920 prominent figures of Georgia's national liberation, forceful annexation of the territory of one country. Tadzin said, "I observed Russia, the black and white tricolor that was adopted as the national flag, the song Dideba, glory, abolished by communist Russia, and the symbols on May 7, 1920, the RSFSR and the Democratic Republic of Georgia signed a peace treaty in Moscow, which Russia unconditionally recognized Georgia's independence, refusing to interfere in its internal affairs and denying its previous claims for the territory. The people of Georgia, all the Yezids, Tbilisi, Taisi governance, as well as Batumi, Sofomi, and Zakatala Yezids, formerly parts of the Caucasian viceroyalty. However, apart from provisions affirming Georgia's infringing on Georgia's state interests by stipulating creation of neutral zones in the Caucasus passes, and legalization, Russia appointed famous Bolshevik Sergei Kirov as its ambassador to Georgia, while Gerasime Lukaradze, an MP from the Social Democratic Party, became Georgia's ambassador to Moscow. At the end of April 1920, Russians invaded Azerbaijan, and in November of the same year, the 11th Russian Army occupied Armenia. As Russia was looking for a pretext to invade Georgia, it masterminded an uprising of Georgian rebels in the neutral Lori zone, a mixed Georgian-Armenian administration inhabited by Armenian and Russian colonists. In fact, the Russian army that camped in Armenia invaded Chali. A few days later, the Georgian army was defeated on the first day of the war, but the government sent additional forces to the area. Georgian Army Commander General Vladishelidze was replaced by prominent Georgian warlord General Georgy Kvinitadze. The Georgian Independence Committee, or Parity Committee, was established of all anti-Soviet parties under the leadership of the Social Democrats. In July through August 1922, a major and religious persecution in Georgia. Immediately after the occupation, the communists began to destroy the church and religion of the Georgian people and received large amounts of money, buildings, printing house, and other resources from the government. The League was engaged in anti-religious propaganda. There was a ban on religious rights, came under repression from the very first day of the occupation. Press. Freedom of the press was abolished in Georgia as soon as the communists came to power. Almost all newspapers and magazines were banned. The communists began publishing 2 newspapers in Tbilisi, the Georgian language, Communist, and the Russian language. Both of them were exact copies of Russian newspapers, magazines, and periodicals. But they were all communist and used only to spread communist resistance of Georgian communists to Moscow in 1838. The Kremlin carried out massive repression, a major purge. The numbers of those to be arrested and killed the plan. Confessions were forced out of prisoners in the Chekhov's prisons and torture chambers. Prisoners were made to sign false interrogation reports. Innocent people were accused of belonging to counter-revolutionary organizations, participation in terrorist acts or subversive activity, and numerous types of other crimes. Senate elections found 76 16 and 17-year-old boys created an anti-Soviet organization titled the Gorgosliani. The group consisted of 9 members: Zviad Gamsakhundia, Merab Kostava, Anatoly Mikadze, Vladimir Sikorulidze, Timuraz Zhondo, Metrova 58. Representatives of different social groups, including intellectuals, organized a mass protest against the Soviet government's decision to deprive the Georgian language of the state language status in Georgia. The number of repressed Soviet citizens was so large that the existing prisons and camps were totally overcrowded. The authorities decided to use prisoners' labor in construction and industry. Thousands of repressed Georgians were deported to Siberia and the Far East, where they had to live in special camps in unbearable conditions and perform the hardest work. April 9th, 1989 is one of the most tragic dates in the new history of Georgia. On that day, elite units of the Soviet army brutally dispersed a 10,000-strong demonstration. The military used sapper shovels, tear gas, and firearms against the peaceful protesters, killing 21 people and wounding 427. March 18, 1989, the Likny gathering took place in Abkhazia on behalf of more than 30,000 people, Republic from Georgia, and restore its status. On April 4th and April 6th, the main focus shifted to the demand for national independence of Georgia. The demonstration was peaceful and lasted for 5 days. A large group of young protesters went on a hunger strike. Protesters blocked Rustaveli Avenue. 1990 referendum restoration of Georgia's independence was held based on the law of May 26, 1918. As a result, the Supreme Council of the Republic of Georgia approved the Act of Restoration of State Independence of Georgia on April 9th, severed diplomatic relations with the Russian Federation. In turn, the Kremlin recognized the independence of Abkhazia.
还是挺沉重的哈。每次从这些红色暴政的博物馆出来之后，这馆的展出的这个展馆就叫做 Soviet Occupation 哈，整个21年到91年都被格鲁吉亚人视为国耻了。 Georgia oil painting from the collection of Georgia National Museum. Iranian oil painting created during the rule of Georgia. 还挺有特色的，没怎么见过。Woman with a mirror. 这个半透明的，可见当时伊朗的风格也是非常开放的啊。只可惜现在变成了这样。19世纪前半期，哇，厉害！就既有他们自己的元素，然后同时也是自然也画得不错啊。这个路，不过他们也没有透视法啊，他们的那个3D 立体关系也是，头是没有立体关系的。所以你说研究出透视法是多么厉害的一件事情，很多民族就是愣是就没有这个技能。就像知乎经常有人说啊，怎么西方的工业革命啊爆发在英国啊，怎么就不爆发在我们这呢？你就很多东西你叫墨守成规啊，总觉得2、3千年祖宗成法就是最好的。那你这种思想你蔓延到所有的领域，你比如说画画的领域，那个 body 还行，但是你看现在看到头，你就会觉得他的头实在太奇怪了。而且到了19世纪了，还是这样的水平。这也是挺美的。你看连2个胸都画不好，这也是腰，虽然画的还行，但是它的比例也好像不太像正常人了。这个也是有点歪了。这花草树木倒是还可以。1901年的。看看风景。Hi.
Did you enjoy?
Yes, pretty good, especially the Soviet part.
Yeah.
I like Soviet history. I don't like Soviet, but I like to investigate.
I know what you mean.
Oh, by the way, you see, I'm a YouTuber, travel many countries. Do you have Instagram? Maybe I can add.
Me?
Yeah, as a friend. Just as a
okay.
friend. Yeah.
Okay.
So you work in here a long time?
Yes.
Do you like this job?
I'm project manager here. Project manager here.
Project manager.
Yeah. First day that we launched the audio guide. So
Audio.
it's my project,
Oh,
so that's
first
why
day.
I'm here, yeah.
Okay. It's good. In every large museum will have audio guides.
Yes, they do, but it
And
wasn't
they-
here.
Okay,
here
and
yet.
have many other language. Maybe you can try.
Yeah, we are already translated in Chinese, Arabic,
Oh, cool.
Turkish.
That's good to hear.
Yes. So yeah.
And there's also many like empty space. You are
Yes,
still
we
working on it.
Yes, we are.
I especially like the Soviet history.
Soviet history.
Yeah,
You do.
because a lot of I think it's hidden history
Yeah.
that people normally don't know. Georgian people like fighting for a long time to against the Russian people. I like that
Very
part.
long history. Yeah,
Yeah.
we do. I'm
Yeah.
glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, if you have time, we can maybe chat a bit more
Okay.
when you have time.
Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
I will still be a few days here.
I'm going to US in 2 days, so I won't be
Oh,
here.
good luck for your
you.
trip. Okay. Just some more question. Do you think the gallery is worth to go? Because when I saw on Google,
Yes, but it's until 6
No.
o'clock.
Art one, yeah.
Art Palace, you mean the new one?
the new one.
It's not small.
I mean it says National Gallery, right? This one.
Can you show me? Oh,
This one.
this one. Yeah, I mean it's
They-
ours.
Oh, it's yours.
It's not small. I mean,
Okay.
but there are like temporary exhibitions.
So you are
Yeah.
like you are like managing the whole
Yeah,
Georgian museum.
Yeah, it's like the only permanent exhibition is Pirosmani exhibition, and others are like for some time, like for a month
I
or
see.
2. So
Nice.
they're not
nice.
permanent.
I like your job.
Thank you.
See you.
See you.
应上看了下，他经常去世界各地博物馆参观学习。他的工作能让他有机会 免费去到全世界各地，真是让人羡慕呀！接下来就去马路对面的8949广场事件凭吊一下，顺便看看周末集市和百姓的生活。